they are fighting for the title belt of the WCBA British Heavyweights, fashioned by our berserker here. This is what's up for grabs. You can taste hesitation. There's no telling what we might do next. No gambit is too dubious, no sacrifice too unsound, no combination too gun-ho for this one. Make some noise for Matthew the Minotaur!
Yes! The Minotaur is in the house! Looking confident as he strides in. Making a few friends as he goes. He's looking calm and confident. In he comes. Matthew the Minotaur Coldwell. Weighing in at 100 kilograms, standing 190 tall. 28 years of age from Poole. And in the black corner today, something very exciting. Our next fighter is a Grandmaster. Let's hear it for our Grandmaster. He is also an author, a streamer, and a world-class chess commentator. This man has fans here from all over the world. We have people from Sao Paulo, from Brazil, from Sydney, Australia. Hear it for them, please. And introducing Simon Wildman Williams! Let's get the energy in the room for our final fight of the evening. Welcome our Grandmaster. First time here Chessboxing. I wish you both the best. May the games begin!
Anthony, Fiona, this is our headline bout of the evening. The Grandmaster Simon Williams versus the title holder Matthew the Minotaur Coldwell. What a fighting prospect.
Also record-making. This is the first time we've had a Grandmaster here, so this is very extra exciting.
Yeah, so in this bout, Simon should be the favorite on the chessboard. We will have to find out.
Queen's pawn. He mentioned to me yesterday his style is gambity.
Very sorry. This is his bread and butter. But Matthew will have prepared something here.
I mean, it's no secret what Simon Williams plays. You can find multiple games. Oh, a gambit line, I believe.
Yes. Now, this is what I was going to say, that yesterday he was saying his style's also gambiting. I was like, are you sure it's a good decision against someone like Simon Williams, who's so tactically strong? And he says he does not want to alter his style, for Simon. He wants to come out swinging on the chessboard.
I like this. I think it's important psychologically to not show that respect, not show your opponent you're scared of his style. Stick to your guns. And I think Matthew is doing the right thing. We have very early doors, Chris, a very interesting double-edged position on the board.
It's also, just one thing that chess and boxing really do have in common, the psychology. It's really important to not lose the psychological battle before you play the fight.
Matthew is saying to his Grandmaster opponent here, I am not afraid of you. I'm going to play a sharp position here. This is a fascinating position. He's gambited a pawn against the Grandmaster. Fiona, tell us the dynamics of the position here.
I mean, everything here revolves around the center. Once again, we talked so much about king safety. Look at white. The white king is tucked away safely in the corner.
Yeah.
Simon's king is still in the center. We can see the white rook is looking at the black king. There's still a couple of pawns in between, but if you're Simon, you have more material. But I think Matthew will be happy with what he's gotten here, don't you think?
So technically, you know, black's taken 2 pawns. However, those pawns can't be kept. And white's got this lead in development and a safe king, so he's got compensation. So everything to play for
and
here.
that knight looks lovely there in the middle of the board. That white knight ensconced slap bang in the middle of black's position. That's his trump here. That knight is his trump.
And we see Matthew could have recaptured one of the pawns, the black pawn in the center on the black square there. He could have taken that with a queen, but he says, no, thank you. I'm going to keep developing my pieces. I want to attack you, especially as long as your king is still in the center. So we see Simon get out his bishop, and he wants to get into safety with his king.
That is a lovely move from Simon there.
Yeah.
Absolutely lovely move. He's going to either drive that knight back or force white to defend him. And suddenly Simon's position is starting to look very well developed. And look at that balance of pawns in the center as well. Simon asserting his class here, the Grandmaster.
Yeah, he has a mobile pawn center, and he has the 2 bishops. And when the if at a later point the center opens up, black gets that pawn that's in front of his king moved at some point. Those bishops are going. The effect of those bishops is going to be felt by Matthew.
And we see Matthew here taking a lot of time on his next move. I'm curious what he's considering. Here with just into center with the queen. I'm not sure what our tactics he's considering. Actually, what did you do here?
Yeah, I think the pawn's going to have to be taken at some point. I also don't see
How else can he get his pieces out, or what threats he can make even. Black's position solid.
And there he goes, Chris. In the end, he spent a while, but he has captured the pawn. And that's it for the chess. What do we make of the first 4 minutes of this fight where...
I mean, fair play for Matthew to taking the fight to Simon. I think he delayed taking back the second pawn. One move too, he was maybe a little bit too aggressive.
I actually have a question for you guys. I thought these players were going to have more time on the clock. I thought they were going to have 12 minutes, but it looks like they started with 9.
Yeah, maybe
It's the same, there's not that much time on it. I hope we'll see a slightly longer game here than the other ones. Anthony, what do you make of that first round?
So I don't think Matthew should be upset about it. Nothing too bad happened. Like Simon is clearly playing it safe. He's not going for a crazy line. He's playing it sensible. He's playing it safe. So it's going to give Matthew at least a bit of a chance in the boxing to see if he can take some sort of advantage.
And now, Chris, the big unknown, Simon Williams' first time showing what he's been training so hard for in the ring.
It's suddenly a reversal of what we saw in the first chess round. Is Simon going to be the one who's going to say, do you know what? I might be the least experienced here, but I'm not scared of you. I'm going to take it to you, because that's what Matthew did with his chess opening. Is Simon going to say, that's fine, I don't mind being here with you. Go at you.
Are we going to see a parallel between the chess and the boxing?
I mean, Simon certainly looks the trimmest I've seen him. He has really been training hard.
His movement's good. There was a little jab to the face there by Matthew. I think another one there.
So Matthew, in his last boxing fight, dumped his opponent down. Matthew,
Yes.
David, the Northern Powerhouse, Germany, the Northern Powerhouse, stuck him down. You can see Matthew is starting to walk Simon down. Simon does not look too phased as he covers up.
He got a few liver shots there, though.
He took a few there to the body. Wore them well, but he did take a few shots.
Oh. Those hooks to the body are landing for Matthew, and eventually they're going to force Simon to maybe drop his guard, and that might give Matthew the knockout opportunity to the head.
Of dropping his guard, I mean, again, my first time commentating chess, it looks to me like Simon is maybe on the defensive, but holding his own.
He's very good. He has a very good guard. He's throwing back the punches when he needs to in order to keep his opponent back a bit. But Matthew is a very powerful, very fit, and very good boxer. So it's just very well.
Ginger GM is a very well-liked streamer, very popular streamer.
Matthew is absolutely hammering away to the body there.
It's very intense for
Oh, there was a
round of
right hook
boxing.
there to the head, landed by Matthews.
So the classic thing that you'll say here is you pay into the body in the first few rounds, and then you'll get the payoff into the head in the second or the third. And you can see that.
Oh, a few of those hooks are landed. Okay,
so you can
so
see
Simon's
the
down.
body attack.
Looks like he's
leads to the
okay.
Headshot as the bell goes. Simon Williams survives that big knockdown.
Survives.
At the end of the round.
But we see Simon is bleeding.
He
I
is
don't know
bleeding
how
a
big a
little bit.
thing is that.
He's bleeding from the nose. That's standard. I think the knockdown is bigger.
Yeah.
He's going to be a bit
Yeah.
discombobulated. He's going to have a lot of hormones raging around. They're going to make him be even more aggressive on the board.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what we wanted to see. As an exciting chess boxing match, I think that sets us up very nicely for an exciting chess boxing match.
I think if you're Simon, you didn't know what to expect. Stepping into the ring for a real fight, not training for the first time. I guess you're kind of happy, you know, you've survived the first round. You get
Yeah.
back to the board.
And his
So
boxing's
Matthew played
terrific. His
well.
technical boxing's terrific. I wasn't expecting that.
Matthew played a very classical boxing strategy, which was to go to the body early. He wasn't going straight for Simon's head from the off. He was hammering away to the body and making Simon slowly drop his guard and look for that. And then late in the round, went for that huge shot to the head that dropped Simon. You can see his corner man there is trying to stymie the bleeding. in the nose.
Shout out to Aldo, who has been training with Simon for the past, 6 months a year. But we're back to the chessboard. Chess.
What an insane round of boxing as we are back to the board and the chess grandmaster is back in his domain after getting dropped in the boxing round. Fiona, remind us of the position at the board here.
The position on the board, Matthew just recaptured the pawn. He was down, so the material is even, but the position is very imbalanced. We can see black has a pawn majority in the center. You can see Simon's 3 pawns in a pyramid formation. He also has the bishop pair, but his king still needs to get into safety. Anthony, what do you
So
think?
White's got some short-term activity and a little bit better development. However, Black's got a long-term advantage of a mobile pawn center, potentially mobile pawn center, and 2 bishops. So unless Matthew finds a way to gain an advantage out of his temporary activity, it might give Black the long-term advantage.
I like Simon's position. If Simon was a on chessboard, he is a grandmaster using of if you're Matthew here, what is your strategy?
Because long as he is exactly what he is doing,
And he needs to maintain that blockade. There's deblocada on e5.
What do we think of that move?
Ooh, that's interesting. So he's exactly as we were saying, he's trying to keep activity in the center. Whether it works tactically, I don't know, but it's definitely well principled.
We see Simon countering with pushing his own pawn forward, attacking the white queen. The white queen drops back, but Simon can now create what's called a passed pawn, Anthony.
Yeah, so these are the long-term advantages we were talking about, that a passed pawn means that there's no pawns in front of it for the rest of the game, and that's an end game trump, so it's a long-term advantage. And Black can take that long-term advantage, cement that long-term advantage at any point by pushing his central pawn further one more.
And Chris, the bishop pair, Simon's bishop pair is gone. What do you think of these latest developments?
I think he's given up his bishop to draw that white rook early where the right rook should not be, and now he's attacked it with the queen. He's lining his queen up against the pawn to the right of Matthew's king. And then I suspect after the rook drops back, we might see the black knight move in to create checkmating threats around Matthew's king.
Yeah, and you say it. I think Matthew is thinking, can I keep the rook there? The rook is in a great central position. Can I somehow defend it, not move it? He must be thinking about moving his pawn forward 2 squares, try and cement it. But he's wondering, does it work tactically?
Yeah, I mean, he would love to bring the other rook behind it, but unfortunately, because he has not developed his knight yet, he cannot. So he would have to move the pawn, which does technically weaken his king as well. So there's a drawback to using the pawn to defend the rook.
I think dropping the rook back is a wise decision. Moving the pawn was a bit weakening, but as you said, Chris, in comes the knight, and Simon's pieces are coming a bit closer to the white king, attacking some. Well, first of all, the bishop. What do you do now?
I mean, attacking the bishop and also unveiling that rook that is next to Simon's king that has a lovely open line. Yeah, that's a smart move. He drops the bishop back.
But it is now black that has the activity, really. So we were talking about white having the activity earlier. Now black has the activity and the long-term advantage of an extra central pawn.
And look at Matthew's pieces in the bottom left.
And a time
as
advantage.
The bell goes.
I
Massive
think
time
Matthew
advantage
will
as well.
be very happy to hear that bell. He has some problems to solve on the board. The bishop was once again under attack. I think Matthew will be looking to end this fight now.
Yeah,
the attack
this
is
is a massive
brewing.
round. Yes, yeah.
The attack is brewing. Matthew is struggling with his rook and his knight stuck on their original squares, but he'll be very happy to be into one more round of boxing after this.
So absolutely, I think Simon achieved a lot in that round of chess. He finished his development. He got his pieces active. He got more central control. But also in the last round of boxing, he achieved some. He leads Simon's choice.
Here's Simon, what's your strategy for these next 2 minutes of boxing?
It's what we would call channel your fight. It's move around as quickly as you can. And
protect your face.
Just give him a massive, great big hug. You can see Matthew is immediately pressing forward. He knows he's back on his domain. Now he's suffered on the board, and now he's going to make Simon suffer in the ring.
And Simon's making sure to hit back. He's not just having a passive guard, which is really important. First of all, the referee needs to see that.
That's a nice little right check hook there from Simon.
Yeah,
As
working the
Matthew
body again in order to try to make Simon drop his guard, but Simon's keeping a good guard. He's saying, okay, I'll take some hits, but I won't take any knockout hits.
Simon is such an experienced player. He will keep an eye on the clock. Matthew is down to 3.5 minutes in the chess, so he knows if I survive this round of boxing, I can take it in the chess.
Boxing now.
Yes,
It's
very good
that's
chance.
a big right. There's partially blocked.
And so far, Simon's he's holding back. He's holding a great guard. He's hitting back. He's preventing Matthew from taking too many risks. Matthew's trying very hard, but he has not found the right opening yet.
Okay, we're going to have a little look at Simon from the medic here. He's bleeding heavily from the nose. Just the paramedics going to have a quick look.
Okay to us here, but of course, health and safety does come first.
If you're Simon, this isn't the worst thing. You can have a little break. I think it's checking that he doesn't have his nose broken.
And the support is very loud in the room for the Ginger GM, the Wildman.
Massive support here.
And it looks like
we're
the
good to
fight
go.
is
We're
going
good.
on.
We're good to go, I think. The paramedic
Was the
is
clock
clear.
running that whole time? Because that would be a massive plus for Simon if so.
Blood is oozing from his nose. A lovely tap there from Matthew the Minotaur.
Admirable fighting from Simon here as well.
Simon, he is
That was
one
a
of
lovely
my
movement.
best
Did you see
friends.
that?
He's
Did you see
worked
that
so
little slip?
hard for this, and he's showing the
Fiona.
fruit of his labor.
Absolutely.
Fiona, how is this
Super
to see one of your
impressive
best
stuff.
friends in the ring?
It's
Suffering
tough.
as the bell's gone.
And he
He's
survived it.
He has survived.
Okay, now can he look at the clock and say, if I make all my moves in 24 seconds of my time, I can force it to be finished in the chest now.
If
That's
you're
what I'd be
Simon,
thinking if I was Simon.
You have to try and finish it here.
Yeah.
Simon is so experienced as a player, as a commentator, as a streamer. You know, he's been in chess all his life. He's a grandmaster. He was a British rapid and blitz champion. I think he will be very alert about
Absolutely.
the situation.
And Fiona,
on the
you
clock.
know him best. Do you think he could win this position with 24 seconds on his clock?
It's tough, right? To make all your moves in 24 seconds, but he's gonna try. I think he will understand. The next round of boxing could be tough. We saw the medic intervene for the
He's gonna
first
have to
time.
press it
This
on.
is huge.
I am loving the dichotomy involved here. They're taking it in turns to make each other suffer. Matthew struggling to stay on the board against the Grandmaster valiantly. And then Simon, beaten, bloody, the paramedic surviving. Oh my gosh. Oh my word. It's going to be
Well, it's not necessarily mate. Not necessarily mate. There's nothing one.
Queen can take and Queen F1, so it's not
Yeah.
checkmate,
Oh,
but
it's-
it's just winning a rook.
But he does see it. No, the game goes on.
The game goes on because
He
it's not
loses the
checkmate.
rook.
It is
And Simon
massively
is
winning.
shocked. Simon also thought it was over.
Oh my word! There
He just
goes
blundered his
Simon's
queen. He blundered
has
his
lost
queen.
The Grandmaster has lost his queen.
Oh my
That is
god.
insane.
Oh my god. He
That
won a
is
rook and
insane.
blundered his queen.
Simon Williams had an absolutely won position.
That answers everyone's question about chess boxing. Does the boxing affect your chess? Hell yes. Hell yes, we just saw it here. Grandmaster blundered his queen.
And we talked about chess psychology. This happens so often in chess. You think the game is in the bag. We all thought it was mate.
Yes.
You saw the defense. Simon thought it was mate, and you let your guard down. Like in boxing.
Yeah.
But talking about
Absolutely
psychology,
insane.
if you're Matthew now, you're a queen up, but it is not easy.
Yeah.
In fact, it may not even be winning.
Yeah, Simon has a rook and a minor. So Simon has a rook and a knight for the queen. Things are still unclear, but to go from thinking you have checkmated your opponent to this is a tough pill to
In
swallow.
fact, he has a rook, a knight, and a pawn. So it's materially level, and frankly, Simon's position is lovely. So Simon is recalibrating, has centralized that knight, which is probably going to hop in even further.
He
And
also
Fiona, do you know what I'm thinking? That we're going to have another round of boxing. For
We
sure.
will.
For sure. Because this game is so far from over now.
I still think Simon is a favorite on the chessboard,
Yep.
especially because of the time situation.
Yep.
Look at Matthew, he's down under 2 minutes. You're right, Anthony. We will see another round of boxing. And
critical.
Simon is going to have to survive another 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That was insane. The Grandmaster lost his queen
Yeah.
in a one-move tactic.
Everyone asks me in, chess boxing, what do you play chess worse after the boxing? And sometimes I'm like, sometimes it doesn't affect you, but this is very clear evidence.
What
It
happened
affects
there?
you.
Sorry, I think Matthew is shaking his head. Simon's gotten a new queen.
What's happened?
And it's a tactic. If the king takes the queen, we have a fork.
Gosh.
Simon is winning on the board again.
Matthew could have just taken
That is a
his
grandmaster tactic
queen.
there.
He could have just taken his queen.
That is called a
His own queen.
decoy tactic. Decoy tactic. He's decoying the king to recapture the queen, and then there will be a fork. The knight will fork the king from the queen.
This is insane. When's the Grandmaster's coming?
Simon's up rook. He is completely winning. Now it's easier as well because there is less pieces on the board. Anthony.
Matthew's down
Yeah.
to his last 30-odd seconds, which he is going to eke out as long as he can to force another round of boxing.
Matthew must be thinking, where is that bell?
I
When
am
is it
really
gonna
wondering.
ring?
I am wondering, is there less than 20 seconds left on this chess round?
I think the bell is coming very, very
In
soon.
18, 17,
Simon
15,
is looking for a
14,
checkmate as well. The white
13,
king is in a mating net.
12, 11,
Oh, weird.
where
The
is that
clock
bell?
is wrong.
Is the bell coming? Where's the bell?
It's down to 4
Is there a
seconds, I
bell?
think.
Is Matthew
Is the
gonna
bell? Where's the
survive?
bell? Ask for the bell.
He's
Oh my God! He
Oh
survived!
my God!
It's
One more
over.
round of
Simon
boxing.
Williams wins on time.
I think the bell went. I think
No.
there's one more round of boxing.
What?
I
Is that
think,
what happened?
I think we're going to see the boxing.
No,
it's
it's
over.
over.
It's over.
It's over. Simon
1-2, 1-2,
has
1-2,
won. Simon
One, two, one,
won.
two.
One on
Okay,
time.
timeout.
It was time.
That
yeah.
was
1-2.
an insane round of
Unbelievable.
chess.
I
That
can't
was-
believe
No,
what
like
we
1-2.
just saw. I'm in shock. Anthony.
I'm going to take some time to process
1-2.
that.
I need
What
to
we
sit
saw
down
in that
and
round
think.
was incredible. Absolutely
Oh
incredible.
my goodness! That was tense. Woo! And our winner is our Grandmaster